Hello, today we're going to be doing a workshop using the techniques for the number 9, 11, and 5. And I'm going to give you the numbers that we're going to be dealing with. We're going to, first of all, try to visualize numbers and peg them using the Finay code and the body list. The body list is a way of looking at numbers attached to your body straight down. So you can go up and down mentally, and that's how I want you to do the numbers, like you're stacking numbers up in columns. Okay, so we're going to start with the top number, which is going to be number 41, and you can use the Finay code for the word rat, 4 and 1 rat. Next it'll be 86, that could be fish. Next is 97, which will be a book. And next will be 14, that could be tire. 32 could be moon or man, and 75 would be coal, a piece of coal. Let's see, 36, you can use that like the fire of a match. Okay, 36. We have 62, like a chain. 13 is a tomb, and 78 is a cave. Okay, so that would be going down, coming back up. That would be 7, 8, 13, 62, 36, 75, 32, 14, 97, 86, and 41. Alright, so next we're going to start to multiply these numbers, and we'll use 9. Now, what I want you to do is follow these rules, and then we'll just work with each one from 1 to 10. The rule is when you look at the first digit, which is going to be on the left, you're going to ask yourself the question, will the number reduce by 1 or remain the same? Now, what makes it remain the same is if you add the base 10. Like if you're, let's say for example, you've got a number and it equals 10 or more, that 1 will keep that number the same. If it's less than 10, it'll bring the number down by 1. Then you're going to take the last number, which is on the right, and you're going to reduce that from 10. Okay, so in this case it's a 1, and you reduce that from 10, and so you have a 9. Okay, well, you're not quite done. What you're going to do is to establish your base 10 number, it's going to be the combination of the difference between that number on the left and 9 added to the number on the right. Okay, so those are going to be your steps. Let's just review that. You're going to look at the number on the left and say that number and what equals 9. In this case it will be a 5. So therefore 5 and 1, which you're going to add to, will not be over base 10. So the 4 will reduce to 3. You've already established the next number. It's going to be 6. That's 5 and 1 is 6. And then 1 take away from 10 leaves 9. So it's 369 is the first answer. Alright, going down to 86. Again, look at the 86 and you say 1, because 1 and 8 is 9, so you add that to the 6, it's a 7. Okay, not over 10, so it's going to be 7, 7. Looking at the 6, it's a 4. 7, 7, 4. Alright, next one, we're going to go to 97. Okay, very easy. We know that there's nothing there because there's nothing left from 9, so it's going to be 0. So it will be an 8, 8, and we have 7, and then we have 3. 873. Alright, next number, 14. One thing about 14, it's in the tens, so when you have anything multiplied by 9 in the tens, it never changes. It's always going to be a 1, except the only exception is when you have 11, because that would be 99. But in this case, it's all going to be a 1. So you simply take the 8 and you add it to the 4, which of course is 12. So it's 1, 2, and then we have 6. Okay? Let's go to 32. We have 6 and 2 is 8, so it's going to be 288. Then we have 7, 5. Okay, so we have a 2 there. 2 and 5 is 7, so it's 6, 7, 5. And we next go to 36. That will be a 6. So 6 and 6 is 12, so the 3 remain the same. So it's going to be 3, 2, and I'm sorry, no, that's not a 2. It's 36, excuse me. So that would be 6 and 6 is 12, so that would be 3, 2, which is right. But then I'm not taking from 2, I'm taking from the 6, so it's a 4. That's why I got confused. So it's okay. Next one would be 62, and this would be, it would be a 3, so that would be a 5. So 5, 5, 8. Next one is a 13. Again, it won't change, so it's 1. But we had the 8 there, so 8 and 3 is 11, so it's 1, 1, 7. And last one is 7, 8, so that will be a 2, and 2 and 8 is 10, so that would be 7, 0, 2. Okay, that's pretty good. Get that done. Next thing we're going to look at is 11. Okay, so going back up to the 41. Now, this time when you look at the number, you have to ask yourself, does the number equal more than 10? And if it doesn't, you just do 3 steps. 4 and 1 does not equal 10, so you say 4, 5, 1. That's it. Going down to 86. 86 does equal more than 10. What is the answer? It's 14, right? So it'll be 9, 4, and 6. See how easy it is to do? Next one is 97. Okay, when you have a 9, it always becomes a 10. Okay, so 97 is 16, so it's going to be 1067. Next number is 14. Okay, so same thing, just like when we have 41, it's 14, same thing. It'll be 154. 32, it's not equal 10 or more, so it will be 3, 5, 2. 75, that does equal more than 10, is a 12, so it'll be 8, 2, 5. We've got 36, which is not equal, it's not equal more than 10, so it would be 3, 9, 6. Next one is 62. Again, that only equals 8, so it's 6, 8, 2. 13 would be 1, 4, 3, and 78 would be 8, 5, 8. Good. Next, we're going to multiply it by 5. Okay, the rule for 5 is it cuts a number in half, and the way we look at it, if it's an odd number, there is a 5 below it. If it's an even number, there is nothing below it. There's a 0 below it. And we try to mentally add the number on the right, the half of it, to what's below the even number. Okay. And just work with me with this one here. It's very simple. Looking at 41. Now, again, you can do a little bit differently. You can look at 5 times 4 is 20, and then we've got a 5, so that would be 205. Or looking at it as what I said, you've got half of the 4 is a 2. There's nothing underneath the 4, so it's half of 1. There's nothing there, so it's 0, and then 5. So same thing, 205. Going to the 86, each number is even. Just go half and add a 0. So that will be 4, 3, and 0. Going to the 97, these are both odd numbers, so we go half of 9. Now we know it will be 0.5, like 4.5, but forget about the 5, that'll come later. So it's 4. Then we take the 7, which would be a 3, and 3 and 5 is 8, so it's 8, and then it's an odd number, so it's a 5. We're done with that. The next would be 14. Again, just like with the last one, it's pretty simple to break that down. There's nothing there for the half, and so you simply take half of 4, which is 2 and 5, and that would be 7 and 0. Okay, it's 70. The next one's 32. We've got 1. We take the 2, it's a 1, to the 5 is a 6, so it's a 1, 6, and 0. We've got 75. We're going to say 3 for the half. We're going to take 2 and add that to 5. That's 7 and 5. For the next number, which would be 36, we would go 1 for the 3. There's a 5 underneath. There's a 5 underneath the 3, so it's 3 and 5 is 8 and 0. Going to 62, it's an even number, so it's going to be 3, 1, 0. 13, it's very similar to the other number we had. It's in the teens, so there's nothing there. So you add 1 to the 5, that's 6, and then you put down the 5, 6, 5. 78, again, you take 3, and there's a 5 underneath the 7, so it's 4 and 5 is 9, and then it's an odd number or even number, and it's 0. Okay, and that's your answer. All right. Now what we're going to do, since we have a little bit of time, I'm going to show you 99. We'll do 99 for this same numbers, and we'll get the rule for 99. It's going to be the complement of that number, which is different between that number and 100. All right, so we'll start back up with the 41. Now what you could do is this way. You could do it in 3 steps. First, you reduce it by 1, since 99 is 1 less than 100. You take that number, reduce it by 1. Then you look at the complements of that number and 100, or you can say difference between the first number and 9 and the second number and 10. Okay, so we'll do both, and then we'll just continue on with just the complements. So 41 times 99, reduce it by 1 is 40. Look at the 4 and say 5. Look at the 1 and say 9. Okay, that's the answer. Let's go down to 86. That would be 85, and then difference between 8 and 9 is 1, and 6 and 10 is 4, so it's 14. Okay, now we'll just do the complements. 97 times 99 would be 96, and it would be 03. Okay, we're going to look at 14. 14 would be 13 and 86. Okay, we'll look at 32. 32 will be 31 and 68. Next, we'll go 75. Of course, we know that 75 leaves 25, so it's going to be 74, 25. 36 would be 35 and 60, 4. All right. Next would be 62, so that would be 61 and 38. All right. And let's go to 13. Pretty simple. And this is going to be in the 80s, so it would be 1287. And last one is 78, which would be 7722. And we're done with that. Now, there's a lot of things you can do with these same numbers. Since you got these numbers in your head, you can do a lot with these. You could look at each number and square each one. So you can go 41 squared and 86 squared, whatever you want. You could multiply the first number times the second number, or you can multiply the number on top times the number on the bottom. You can do a lot. You can play with these numbers any way you want. This is how I do this because, see, the numbers are they're fixed in your head. They're locked in there, so you can manipulate them any way you want. That's how you can really master these skills, because you're always thinking about doing something with a number which is already in memory. It's not like when you write something down, you gotta keep on looking back at it. When it's in your head, it's more powerfully locked in there, and you can just kind of play with it. Okay, so I think that's enough for you to work with, and I think that it's going to be something you can use for many applications. So until next time, thank you, and you have a great day.